Good morning and welcome to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. January is National Mentoring Month. It was created in 2002 by the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. National Mentoring Month focuses national attention on the need for mentors, as well as how each of us, individuals, businesses, government agencies, school, faith communities, and nonprofits can work together to increase the number of mentors to assure positive outcomes for our young people. My first guests represent an organization that was created to inspire and encourage young girls to love themselves and each other through the art of self-expression. Tina Nixon is the CEO and founder of My Sister's KeepHer, and Shelly Davis serves as the Vice President of Operations for the organization. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
So glad to have you both here.
Glad to be here.
And let's start off talking about My Sister's KeepHer and how it came into existence.
Okay, the short version is we were already doing workshop with Flood the Hood with Dreams, an organization ran by Tina Nixon and Muhib Dyer, and we were going into the schools when they couldn't get the girls to open up or to express themselves. So we were already doing that, and then we just felt the need after a while. It was like, okay, the girls need to have their own space. We needed to create a space for them to just come and be able to express themselves and be able to open up without, you know, feeling like, oh, okay, there's guys in the room.
Right.
So, and then Dr. Rogers at Transition kind of invited us to come back and do just for the girls, and so that's what we did.
Okay, and you're speaking of Transition High School, and you talk about Kwabena and Muhib, and they've been on the show to talk about the I Will Not Die Young campaign. So Kwabena is your husband, so it's ironic how you guys have this powerful connection, especially in the world of poetry, where you're able to express yourselves, and you take that and you give it to the young people so that they too can express themselves through words. So that brings us to how you've been able to already empower hundreds of students in not only high schools but middle schools as well. Shelly, what are some of the things that you do with the young ladies when you go into the schools?
Well, first of all, because we are poets, the platform, there's writing in every single workshop that we do. So I always say we kind of sneak it in ways where they don't necessarily know that the curriculum is set up for them to express themselves and, you know, share with other young ladies. So we try to come in and create a safe place. We share our personal stories because writing was like really instrumental in our healing process. So we try to give it to them early and create a safe place where they feel comfortable expressing themselves. Some of the girls in the class, you know, might walk past each other in the hallway and never speak, or they might walk past and judge each other. But in this circle that we create, we kind of all are on the same platform. So we do a lot of similarities. Raise your hand if you don't know your father. Raise your hand if you've seen a woman being abused, you know, and kind of breaks down those barriers and creates this sisterhood environment in the classroom. So we do poetry workshops, we do, or not workshops, but poetry exercises, creative writing exercises. We do a lot of things where we partner them in groups so that they're working together to create, you know, maybe a poem or creative story or whatnot. So
yeah, and it's interesting because you talk about some of the ways that young ladies act in school. Like, you know, it's always been that way where there's cliques and then people are just like, well, I don't know her, so I don't speak to her. So you teach them that, you know what, you're in this together, and there's a reason for you to, you know, just feel like you're all sisters in a sense, right?
That's exactly what we do in the beginning of our workshops. They sit in a semicircle, and a lot of times you'll get everybody coming in, and it'll be 2 seats missing, and it'll be, you know, spaces, and I'll go, okay, now move down. And they be like, move down. So
you have to do that.
And then we get them to speak to each other, say hello, you know, even if you don't know them. By the end of the workshop, they be, this is my sister.
Taking up for each other. And
So mission accomplished, basically. Yes, that's awesome stuff. So we know that growing up, we as young girls had our own set of issues, but then we look at this day and age, and I think that the issues that young ladies deal with are a lot more complex, needless to say. I mean, they've got all these influences like reality TV and the music and things of that nature. So how do you tap into those mediums and break that down?
my husband always say ignorance is loud, so we have to be louder. So we bring in other women in the community, other poets, other influences, people like Dia, the poetry pusher, different other women in the community that are doing things, so they'll have another example of what it should be like, you know what I'm saying?
And what it can be like.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because reality shows send this message that it's okay to throw drinks at each other, and it always looks like everybody's ready to fight, no matter how fabulous and gorgeous they are. They still have this edge to them. And we watched, I can't speak for you, but I watched the shows. You're like, I don't watch the shows.
I don't.
I mean, I watched some of the shows, I can't lie, but I know the difference between what's okay and what's not. But when you're talking about young girls being influenced, then they want to be like some of these girls that end up being celebrities, so that is definitely something that you have to pay attention to. And then there's social media. So do you guys get into the conversation about that?
Yeah, actually our curriculum is set up. Social media, we actually added because we were in a middle school, 81st Street School, and the teacher that brought us in said, this is a big thing in our school. So it wasn't an original part of the curriculum, but we made it one, and it's definitely important. So social media, sisterhood, self-esteem, healthy relationships. So those are just some of the topics that we hit on, each week. So
yeah, and with social media, because it's so huge with them.
I mean, it's huge. I'm glad it didn't exist when I was growing up. Think about the pressure. What happens is we'll print out stories that what Shelly always says, social media gone wrong. We'll print out stories and we give them the stories, and they have to critically think about what happened to get this person to that point. Well, examples of maybe some kid getting
there's one
killed Go ahead.
There's one where the young man, and I don't know the names, but the young man killed a student friend, or not friend, but somebody he went to school with, and then took pictures of it on social and posted it on social media, on Snapchat, if I'm not mistaken, and then pulled it off, but by then it was out there. So so we take different stories like that and we pass it out to them, and they work together in groups to say, consequences and patterns, like what really do you think may have gone wrong in this person's life that brought them to that point, and then they have to present it, in front of the class. So, but they're all real examples,
what about
and they're
the
like
dressing and all. I mean,
that's her thing.
That's her. We always start this class off with, your page, your Facebook page, your Twitter, your Instagram is your picture to the world. This is who you say, this is who I am. So if you on there smoking blunts or doing whatever it is, or selling whatever you're selling, because that's what you're doing, because you're selling yourself to the world. So I always start with that, like, okay, so what are you selling?
Wow.
Who are you presenting yourself? I present to you. Then we always say, feel free to go on my page. Feel free to go on Shelly's page. What do you see on our pages? You know? So,
yes.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
let's discuss how our viewers at home are able to actually utilize your services and have you maybe come and talk to a group or whatever the case may be.
I'll let you answer that.
Oh, okay. So one thing I think is cool for people to check out our website. It's just like our name is spelled. My Sisters KeepHer, grammatically incorrect. That's okay. So they can check that out. We do generally, I would say, about 8-week workshops. We contract through different schools to do the workshops. And right now it's really, for 3 years we've been doing this. We're artists at heart, so we bring the art into the classroom, but we've been doing it on our own for 3 years. And we've, like you said, reached hundreds and hundreds of students. But it is really, it's been word of mouth. So someone, knows what we do, appreciates our poetry, appreciates our passion for the girls, and they say, hey, we want you to come to our school. So you can contact us through the website that way. We also do community workshops, like we have one coming up actually this Saturday. So we commit to doing community workshops throughout the year where people who might not be in, let's say transition or Pulaski or whatever school, they can come in and check out what we do, open to the public.
Gotcha. You do also what's called the Dream Big Spa Day. So, and she had a big smile on her face. So
that's my babe.
It's really special to you.
Yes.
How's that work?
Well, any girl that goes through our program has an opportunity to participate in our Dream Big Spa Day. And what it is that we take over somebody's spa or beauty salon. Last year we took over G's Clippers, big ups to G, and went and transformed his shop into a spa. Well, year before last. And this year, Sheer Pink hosted the Dream Big Spa Day. The girls come in. From the invitations on, we spare no expense, and for the last 2 years, we've pretty much been paying for it out of our own pockets. And sometimes we'll do small fundraisers, but they get treated. They get pedicures, manicures, facial, body massages. We bring in other women in the community. Year before last, we brought in Dr. Joanne Brooks. Last year we brought in an RN just to kind of talk to them about, keeping themselves healthy and all that kind of stuff. But it's a great event. They have a ball, and we have a ball just watching them have a ball, you know what I'm saying? And I usually sneak me a little facial in too.
And speaking of events, do you have any that's coming up that you want the viewers to know about?
For sure. This Saturday at Urban Underground, it's called Purpose Driven Workshop. So that is, a lot of the girls have contacted us over the years like, hey, we're looking for a job, and we want to do a workshop where they understand before even looking for a job, like passion, purpose. So it's called Purpose Driven Workshop. So we'll touch on some things that will definitely, help them have avenues to find, work, but at the same time, we really want them to think about, like, what would you do for free every day, because then it won't be work.
That's right.
And then how can you position yourself in the community, in the jobs that you seek out, to be able to bring that to life every day? How can you feed that mission every day? So
I love it, and I love what you ladies are doing to make a difference in our community. Thank you for stopping by.
Thanks for having us.
It has been a pleasure, and we're gonna hear from you and find out why they call you Miss Jazzy. Miss Tina Nixon, she's the CEO and founder of My Sisters KeepHer, and Shelly Davis is VP of Operations. For more information on this grassroots program, you can log on to mysisterskeepher.com or call 414-301-3291. And we're going to wrap up this segment with a powerful poem from Miss Jazzy. She calls it What Kept Me. And when we return to Our Issues Milwaukee, we'll continue our conversation about the importance of mentoring. We'll meet a local businessman and a community leader who he credits as his mentor. We'll meet local developer Kaylin Haywood Sr. and Mr. Tyrone Dumas right after this.
I've always wondered what kept me. I came from the same gutters. I swam in the same pissy pools. I went to the same jacked up schools. I played in the playground where the monkey bars was like crackhead's teeth. Every other one missing. Listen, the swings were broken like the heart of the mother who whined, oh son, slept in the blue and red tunnels. And us kids, we made fun of him because when he stood, he could hardly hold his balance. So we nicknamed him Shaky, Stanky, Shaky. And we threw cans at him and we sang, Stanky, Shaky, get out so we can play. Stanky, Shaky, get out so we can play. But Ron didn't say nothing, because Stanky Shaky was his dad. I've always wondered what kept me. Out of B. Wells is where I dwell. Hide and go seeks in the project hall, four-corner basketball, marble holes where grass used to grow. I didn't even know we was poor. Daddy, please don't drink no more. Put the bottle down and make them understand that I'm too young to be with a man. And was I not there? Was I not there when the phone call came? Because see, I don't remember nobody sitting me down saying, baby, your mama's dead. And how come I can't remember what she looks like? You see, when I picture her, I picture a picture of her. No violins, no sad songs. I just want to understand what went wrong. Why you took that hit that makes you forget that I was there too. And how dare you tell me I don't understand where you coming from? I came from the same gutters. I swam in the same pissy pools. I went to the same jacked up schools. And I've always wondered what kept me. And then I remember the voices. Life is about choices. And the village may become a vacant lot, but you're not alone. And along the way, some get lost. But some of us get grown.